Hey friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today I am doing my 24 in 24. A couple of these I've actually already read, so this video is coming out a bit late, but these are definitely books that I am wanting to prioritize this year. Particularly like these first 12 I'm really wanting to prioritize, but you know, I wanted the symmetry of 24 and 24. So let's just jump right into them. The first book is The Heroines by Laura Shefferson. This book I actually have already read, so go and watch my vlog. I will link it below so that you can see what my thoughts were on this. So I've actually already completed something on my 24 and 24. But this is about Theseus and Phaedra and that retelling, that myth of Greek mythology. So these first 12 books are actually from when I was a part of the Goldsboro Science Fiction, Fantasy, and the Fiction subscription box. I did decide to cancel that, not because I didn't think these were great quality books or anything like that, but because I realized that I really want to have more control over what I'm getting. And not that these books aren't beautiful, they're some of the most stunning books ever in my collection, but I wasn't getting to them fast enough, and I was realizing that I just like to have a lot more control over what I'm gonna be reading, and instead of like somebody else having control over it. So I did cancel those, so I wanted to get to these books, and then maybe if I love a lot of these books I will start it up again. But right now I'm kind of just like I don't want to like anyways so that's what a lot of these are. So they're like, that's what these first 12 are for sure, or the first 11. So yeah, anyways, the next one is Dragonfall by L.R. Lamb. This is some sort of dragon adult fantasy. I'm not really too sure. I really think this book is stunning. It really is beautiful. On the back of this it says, the last male dragon, a desperate thief, a bond that will save the world or shatter it. So I have no idea what this is about. I don't know if it's like romantasy or what it is, but it is a very stunning book. Next is Sparrow by James Haynes. This one has nothing like that. I'm not really sure what this is about either. This was definitely in the fiction one. I believe from what I was seeing from this, it's kind of like The Wolf Den, which was like I think it's about a young boy in like a brothel way back in the back days. So I think that's what it's about. This says on the back here, I, Jacob, son of no one, father of no one, beloved of no one, a slave, a whore, a sadist, I don't know what that says, a eunuch, a murderer, a pimp, possibly a Jew, possibly a Syrian, possibly the silt of the Nile, a laborer, an unseer, a cripple, a consumptive, an abandoned piece of property, a weathered piece of driftwood, discarded by a receding tide, the sole remaining resident of the deserted town in an abandoned prophecy at the bleeding edge of a dying empire. Set down this history of my life. I will never be finished, for who will write my ending? So probably pretty heavy, but very interested in this, and once again, it's a stunning looking book. Next, we have The Book of Eve by Meg Clother. This also has beautiful edges. Like I said, all of these books are freaking stunning. And I would love to actually start this up again just to keep getting beautiful books, but you know. This does not say anything on the back, just, you know, people's whatevers on it. So don't know what this is about. In the name of the Father, not a word of this. Her letters are forbidden. So I think this is about like, kind of like a nun that finds a book that she's not supposed to find. And this is just, this might have some magical realism in it, but I'm pretty sure this came in the fiction box. I'm obviously not gonna know a whole lot about any of these books because I haven't read them. I want to read them in 2024. So if y'all know anything about them, please let me know in the description box below. Next, we have Perilous Times by Thomas D. Lee. I'm pretty sure this is an Arthurian retelling. Edges on that one quite beautiful. Oh, nothing on the inside of that one. That was shocking. And then there's that. Oh, nothing on the back of this one either. Let's see what it has inside there. In perilous times like these, the realm doesn't just need a hero. It needs a knight in shining armor. So I'm pretty sure this is like an Arthurian retelling. I don't know, to me it kind of gives like, it's kind of going to be a little funny fantasy vibe. So we'll see what's going on in this one. Next is a sci-fi book, and that is The Immorality Thief by Taryn Hunt. Edges on that one is this beautiful, like, so stunning. Like, so stunning. Oh, there's literally nothing on the back of this one. So let's see, what do we have in here? Far off the edge of human existence, beside a dying star, lies a nameless ship, abandoned and hidden, lost for a millennia. But there are secrets there, terrible secrets, that would change the fate of humanity, and eventually someone will come looking. So, sounds pretty interesting. I have a hard time with sci-fi. I don't normally like epic sci-fi, and I'm pretty sure that's what this is. I'm much more a person of sci-fi that likes just like Murderbot or like just smaller stories within sci-fi. So I'm kind of worried about this one. That's kind of why I put it off for so long. This is like the first book I got from that. So yeah. And probably the one that I was most excited about, and I realized I don't even have the dust jacket for this because I have it in my closet. So be right back. Okay, so I got the dust jacket for it. So that is The City of Last Chances by Adrian Tchaikovsky. I didn't have the dust jacket on it because I love the inside of it, but there's the sprayed edges. This one was the one I was most excited for, and kind of the main reason I signed up for the box in the first place. Because I love this cover. It's freaking stunning, and it says on it, there has always been a darkness in Illimore. And like, I think this book is just beautiful, and I love Adrian Tchaikovsky. I love his way he tells stories, so I am like super excited. This is probably the one I'm most excited about within all of these. Not within all 24 of these, but in these first ones. So this is There's Always Been Darkness in Lamar, but never more so than now. The city chafes under the heavy hand of the Palestine occupation, a chokehold of its criminal underground, the boot of its factory owners, the weight of its wrenched poor, and the burden of its ancient curse. What will be the spark that lights the conflagration? I have no idea how to say. So, okay, I suck at reading out loud, so just like, don't judge me too harshly, okay? Because I know it's pretty bad. But I am super excited about this one. I heard a lot about this one from Alan at the Library of Alexandria. So he loves Adrian Tchaikovsky, and he's the reason I read Guns of the Dawn, and Guns of the Dawn is like one of my favorite books, and Adrian Tchaikovsky wrote that. So I am super pumped for this one. Next, we have Go as a River by Shelley Reed. This is also another fiction book. There's no edges here, but this is straight on that cover. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Like, they do a fantastic job with these books. So this is On a Cool Autumn Day in 1948, Victoria Nash delivers last season peaches from her family's farm set amid the wild beauty of Colorado, then heads into the village. As she nears the intersection, a disheveled stranger stops to ask her the way. How she chooses to answer will unknowingly alter the course of both of their young lives. So, obviously a fiction book. I don't know if I'm gonna like this or not. I might actually put this in for like book club or something so that it'll push me more to read it. Because I have a hard time like picking up fiction, especially ones that just sound so plain. So yeah, if you know anything about it, let me know. Next, we have The Darlings of the Asylum. This is also just straight up on here, and that's the edges, beautiful edges on that one. Anything on the inside? Woo! Yeah. So, this is also another fiction. It says, within here it says, to marry is madness, to escape is impossible. So, you know, that's very intriguing. In 1886, a respectable young woman must inquire a husband, but Violet Pring does not want to marry. She longs to be a professional artist and live on her own terms. When her scheming mother secures a desirable marriage proposal from an eligible Brighton gentleman for her, Violet protests. Her family believes she is deranged and deluded, so she is locked away in a Hillward Grange lunatic asylum against her will. In her new cage, Violet faces an even greater challenge. She must escape the clutches of a sinister and formidable doctor and set herself free. So this is a gothic fiction. I have not had much luck with gothic fiction, actually. I would think I would love it, but normally I despise it. So this is gonna be interesting. I am really excited to read this one. I don't know why I keep putting it off, because every time I see this cover, I want to read this book. So I might also put this in for book club, because I think maybe a lot of the girls might like this one. So we will see. Next, we have one that I am super excited for. The reason I stayed on the Goldsboro subscription for a little bit longer, because I wanted this edition of this book. So I hope I like it, and that is The Witch and the Tsar by, oh, I don't know how to say that name, Miss Gilmore. I don't know how to say the last name. I am so sorry. That is the edges. It's also just a stunning little book. I mean, come on. This is really good looking. I hope I like this as well. So it was not it was not a boobushkosh. Oh my god, I am so sorry. I have dyslexia, so like weird words don't work for me. I love fantasy, but man, dyslexia is not always, you know, words, not me. It was not a something lying on my stove in the throes of advanced age and infirmity, nor was I a hag, a demon, or an illness. I was not a baba. Oh my god, I know what this word is, and I cannot. Wow, this is just fucking embarrassing. I cannot. Oh my gosh. You know what? Russian. I don't know. I am embarrassing myself. I am so sorry for everybody that had to listen to that. Whatever. The Witch and the Tsar. I'm gonna read it to find out, and I'll let you know. Pretty much is what's gonna happen. That was humiliating. Jesus Christ. Woo! Next, let's see if I can read this one. This is The Shield Maiden by Sharon Urix. Urix? Not sure how to say that one either. That's the edge on this one. This is the last of the beautiful books, so not as pretty as all the rest of them, but I mean, I think I have some other kind of cool looking ones, but nothing like this. So it doesn't say anything there. Having grown up hearing tales of her uncle, the great King Beowulf, Freda's one desire is to become a shield maiden in her own right. Yet a terrible childhood accident has left Freda disabled. Thus, she believes thwarting her dream of becoming a hero woman for good. But still, somehow she feels an uncontrollable power begin to rise within her. So that's The Shield Maiden. Pretty okay about wanting to read this one. So yeah. That is the last of the Goldsboro ones, but we do have 12 more to look at, or 13 more actually, because that was only 11. Can I count? I have no idea. I can't fucking read, so I don't know why I'm talking to you about books. Next is gonna be a stretch. It's gonna be a stretch because it's House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielowski. I have no idea how to say that either. If we know anything about this, this is not a just sit down and read kind of book. This has like weird, wow, I turned to the one page that just has absolutely nothing except for 2 words. This, I did it again. This is an oddly written book. This is gonna take time. So this one is definitely a stretch to want to get to read in this, but this is part of my like, I want to read these 12 books for sure, for sure. So pretty pumped about this. This is supposed to be like a horror, weird house kind of book. So I am like super pumped about this one actually. So these two kind of go together, and one of them I actually have read before, but that is 1984 by George Orwell. I have read this before. This is one of my all-time favorite books. I almost read this every year. I reread this almost. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. But I'm rereading this because Julia came out in 2023 by Sandra Newman, and this is a retelling of 1984, but from Julia's perspective. So I want to reread 1984 and then read this, and maybe do like a little video of just these 2 books and comparing them and contrasting them, and you know, talking about what Julia did. So I am super excited about that. So yeah, if you haven't read 1984, freaking read it, because it's amazing. It is very relevant to our times all the time. So yeah. Next set of books, the next set of books here is all about trying to finish the series that I am in the middle of and that I have the next books for. So the first one is a book I've actually already read, and that is The Killing Moon by N.K. Jemisin. In that vlog I talked about way earlier in this video. I also read this and that, so look for that video in the description to figure out my thoughts on this. But this is a high fantasy written by N.K. Jemisin. It is totally amazing, and yeah, so I just kind of spoiled that video. But anyways, go watch the video still, because it's still fun. But the next book is The Shadowed Sun by N.K. Jemisin. This is the second book in this duology, so this would complete this series for me, and it is the book that I am currently reading. Well, I actually haven't started it, I just have my bookmark in it, but is the next book I'm going to read. So see, look at me, I'm already accomplishing these goals. Look at me, making goals that are achievable, maybe except for House of Leaves. Next is the sequel to The Helm of Midnight by Marina Lofstadter, and this is The Cage of Dark Hours. I think this series is super cool. I do have a review for the first book, The Helm of Midnight. I really enjoyed that. It definitely was like Criminal Minds mixed with a Brandon Sanderson magic system. Loved it so much. So I am super excited. Like, I have put this off for way too long. I pre-ordered this book last year and didn't read it. So I need to get my shit together and fucking read it, because it's a really interesting series that I really like. Next is also something I am currently reading right now, and a series that I'm going to finish very soon, and that is the Skyward series. So this is a collection of novellas in Skyward Flight. I've actually already finished the first novella, and I'm working on the second one. So yeah, Skyward is written by Brandon Sanderson and is his YA sci-fi series. I really loved the first book, Skyward, and have been so-so on the rest of them. So to finish out this series, I want to read Defiant as well. This is the, well, I guess it's kind of the 5th book, but, well, this has 3. So, you know, it's like the 7th book, but whatever. It's the last like novel within that series. And so I do want to finish this up, figure out how it ends. I do enjoy it. It's just not like one of my favorite things in the world, but that gets 2 more series completed on my series TBR. And the last book to finish up my series that I have currently on my physical TBR is System Collapse by Martha Wells. I also pre-ordered this last year and didn't read it, so I don't know what's wrong with me, but I need to do that. This is freaking tiny. It's a novella, so I just need to get this done. I feel like I will get this done pretty quickly, probably read it in February, because I am enjoying like putting some thicker books in my reading and then putting in a bunch of little small books to read along, to read in between those, to keep up my reading and trying to get I'm actually trying to exceed 52 books this year, so I think that would be such a great goal, and to do that you need to read little books like this. So this is the Murderbot Diaries. I love Murderbot so much. This is like the 6th book. I don't even know how many is in this at this point. I love Murderbot. I think the series is going a little downhill, so I kind of think she should wrap it up pretty soon, but I am still excited to read this. Next, I am continuing my Stephen King journey with reading Misery. It has been a long time since I watched the movie Misery, and so I figured that'd be a good time to actually read the book since I don't exactly remember everything that happens besides Kathy Bates crushing that man's ankles. But so Misery is definitely something I want to read. This is about a woman that kidnaps her favorite writer and holds him hostage because she didn't like the ending of the book. So I understand that. Been there. No, just kidding. But yeah, Misery is something I really want to read, and it's another short one. So yeah. Next is a book that I didn't think I wanted to read until I heard somebody say that it was a sarcastic, or not sarcastic, but like a weird book. It was, I can't think of the word, but sarcastic's not the word, but it's close enough, and that is Catch-22 by Joseph Heller. This is a classic, like, what is the word? Like weird, wacky kind of book or whatever, which I do have like a whole video on weird, wacky kind of books. And so I didn't know Catch-22 was kind of one of those. So I'm excited to read that. And then I didn't know there was going to be a Hulu series, so I'm going to have to find that. So yeah, I have no idea what it's actually about, but I am excited to read it. And a book that's been sitting on my TBR for way too long, and I just need to punch it out and maybe get it read this October, is The Last House on Needless Street by Katrina Ward. I kind of think I got spoiled for this, and so I'm trying to forget what the spoil was. So yeah, but knowing the spoiler is kind of, because I have tried to read this, and I think knowing the spoiler kind of ruined me for wanting this, but since I own it, I would like to read it. So yeah, I am still excited, but I'm kind of upset that I know what the spoil is. And the last book on this list is probably one of the oldest books on my physical TBR, and that is The Forever Sea by Joshua Philip Johnson. I've had this book for forever because I loved this cover, and I just need to read it because I don't think I'm that interested anymore in it, and I just want to get it over with and done. So yeah, it's pirates, and I'm pretty sure it's like women focused. Pretty sure from what I remember, it's like a woman trying to find her grandmother, and she's sailing the Grass Sea. So that sounds pretty interesting and pretty cool. So I don't know, I just need to fucking read it. I've had it for way too long. So that is the 24 and 24. Please let me know down below what books you plan on reading on 24 in 2024, and let me know if you've read any of these, what you think about them, if I should want to read them or should I just kick them out of my TBR completely. And while you're down there, remember to like and subscribe, and we'll talk soon.